You guys see the colors? That's colors that you have to eat today.
By the way, that was an orange over there. It was not really red. It was a little orange. It's not that red.
Guys, we are champions of Europe. Italy are champions of Europe. For the first time since 1968, we beat England in the finals on penalty kicks. Come on. Let's go. Let's go.
We are the champions,
My
my friend.
Everybody's got their voice. Mine is coming back.
Mine is not. It's almost there.
Yeah, it's almost there.
I'm good. I'm good for the
Ba 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 bum. Ba 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 bum.
Siamo i campioni d'Europa. What happened?
What happened, Antonio?
I have too many things on my mind, but I want you guys continue to celebrate, and then when we're ready, we're gonna
Did you
shoot
see
it out.
Did you see the one I just sent you guys?
Oh yeah, that was like that was
With the
beautiful.
Pope.
The
With
Holy
the Pope.
Father.
Yeah,
the Holy
that's
Father. The Holy Father called
the meme.
the Queen, and the Queen says,
just, "Who
"Yeah."
is this?" And then
Ba ba ba
Gotcha.
ba 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 ba.
Guys, it was nice. Honestly, it was really nice to experience this together.
Oh, the memes are great. The
For-
meme-
I can't, like,
I
I'll be honest, it has not hit me yet. It hasn't hit me because
We got so many videos. So many
I
videos
woke up
from
at
all over.
2:30 to go to take a lick and I couldn't sleep anymore because I have to respond and watch all of those
so
videos.
many messages, so many videos.
So-
We posted the highlight. It's really cool that what we were saying, Peter and I were saying this yesterday. Obviously, we went to 18th Avenue afterwards, and we stayed out all night. What we're saying is like the last time when Italy won, when we had a team that won, was 2006. And for us, we were a little bit too young, almost. Like obviously we remember, but we don't remember to this extent. And what's nice this time is we have so many videos to remember every moment of the match, from the agonizing ones where they scored in the second minute, to still believing, to coming back, to going nuts during the penalty kicks, to being mad when we missed it, to getting excited when they scored, and then when Donnarumma stopped it. We have everything documented that we could show for years from now. It's beautiful.
But if I had to ask you guys now, if you could record the 2006 celebrations, how priceless is to have that footage, you know what I'm saying? And now you can look at it 10 years, 15 years later, it's like, damn.
I kept thinking
You know
that
what I'm saying?
yesterday.
Listen, 2006 was crazy.
But that's what I'm saying. If it was recorded, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
No,
we
it
have
was
we
recorded.
have
Well, I
some
mean,
pictures, but
yeah,
we have
not-
no video.
Yeah.
Not everybody on
And
the
the
phone.
videos
You
are
have
grainy.
exactly because
Yeah.
YouTube just came out that year in
Yeah.
2006. Believe it or not,
But this stuff is not that good.
it's not.
You
The
don't get
quality
everything.
is bad.
You
The
don't get
quality is
everything.
bad.
Yeah.
And I was just saying,
Unless you had somebody that was
but
filming.
also our reactions, like you don't get
Yeah.
exactly how you felt
Oh,
in the
for
moment.
sure.
So it was this was an amazing experience. It's the first time that we've had IFTV where we've had actually Italy winning. If you remember, in 2017, we went to Sweden to go watch Italy, and it was you and I outside the stadium pissed off because we couldn't score a goal to Sweden. And that was like the first of IFTV. And now we finally get to this moment where we're champions of Europe.
You want to know something funny? This is unbelievable. It's like all of those tiny little details that they came all together into a full circle. We were playing soccer on Sunday morning, me, this guy here, and a bunch of other friends, Anthony Catanzaro, what's his name, Giuseppe Falanca, you name it, all of them. Frank the Tank.
Okay, I got you.
So
Didn't say their
we
addresses
finished the
next.
game. We finished the game, and I said to Frank, me, Nicola, Giordano, and Frank, I said, guys, let's go to Villa Batte together. As a routine, we get a shot of coffee and a croissant over there, or whatever they want. So on the way over there, on the way to Villa Batte, I see Giuseppe Falanca on the car. I said, hey, Tom, make sure today, today is our day. I said, meet me on Villa Batte. We're going to go for coffee. Okay, I'm going to be right there. We're 2-3 blocks away. We see Anthony Catanzaro with the bike. And I said to myself, this is coming to a full circle. I said, hey, Ed, where you going? I said, come to Villa Batte. We're going to have the coffee for, as a pre-celebration for tonight, for the 3 o'clock match. I'll meet you right there. Then I stopped at the stop sign, and I see Anthony Catanzaro, believe it or not. He goes on 75th Street and 20th Avenue, and with the phone on his hands, another hand on the bike, he switched whatever he was doing. He passed in front of the St. Dominic's over there, and he makes the sign of the cross. I said, okay, that's it, we won. This was for me. I'm telling you right now, because after that, sure enough, 3-4 blocks later, I get to meet my wife and my son on 18th Avenue. They were trying to buy In front of Villa Batta, they were trying to buy Italian t-shirts with my wife and said, Campione d'Europa. I said, that is bad luck. You don't do that. So and then I said to myself, then she baked the cake too. A day before, my wife, I said, God forbid something goes wrong, we're going to kill you. So,
Well, the only thing I got from this story is that you need to go,
What's
you
the
need a new
circle?
section. You got to go around your
So
block
what
a couple
circle
more
is it?
times.
Everyone's
You have like a
everyone's loving your
5-block radius that you
everyone's
go
loving
around.
your
well,
story.
those are all little signs that they build up to us winning the cup, because normally you don't do things like that. You don't bake the cake, you don't buy the shirt, you don't celebrate before, but we did. We did it.
You did it.
Story.
We did it.
Guys, what were you going to say? You were about to say something.
No, I'm not.
What kind
Listen,
of
we're friends. We're all.
I was gonna say don't mention last names when.
You don't know where people were supposed to
Yeah.
be on that day.
Just say with the first name.
Where were you?
Amazing
Get these
moment.
people in trouble. Go ahead.
Amazing moment. We're champions, guys. Everybody in the chat. I hope you guys celebrated and enjoyed. It's a great moment. We're gonna talk about the game. We'll talk about the moment. We'll talk a little bit about what we did afterwards. First things first. We do have to say that Antonio was the only one. When we sat here before the podcast started, he was the only one who had Italy winning. The rest of us, I think we all predicted France as the winners. I'm pretty sure.
Belgium.
Yeah.
Belgium.
We
Okay.
predict a semifinal.
We were saying that a quarterfinal and semifinal run would have been a great success, which I think we still do agree that if we got to the semifinals, it would have been great. But for the way that the tournament was going, it really started to feel like, my gosh, this is Italy's time. We were, in my opinion, the most united team. We were the team that were brothers. We fought for each other. We died for each other. And that's the reason why we won this tournament. And the thing that makes me so happy is that we had a hard route to the final, right? Everybody, Barthez, Vieira said, once they play tough teams, they're going to be out. They can't get past Belgium. They can't get past France, right? We beat Belgium. We beat Spain. And then we beat England. And I know it was in penalty kicks, but we even outplayed England. That was a final that we
In their
played.
home.
In their home.
Right. 65,000 people.
Unbelievable. That's what makes me so happy is there is no doubt in my mind that we're the best team in Europe. We proved it. It's not that the game just went to penalty kicks. We didn't do enough. We defended. No, not at all. We outplayed them. We outplayed England. And for me, England was lucky that they went to penalty kicks.
Yeah,
Let me tell you something. I got to tell you something. I loved all the negative press that we received, because that was the motivating factor for us to just show to them, hey, listen, we're not here to be walked on wear a piece of a rug that you can just rub your feet before you get into your house. So we're here to make a statement. Mm-hmm. We're going to try to play a hard off, and then we'll see what happens, okay? So right now, who's laughing? Who's laughing? In Italy, we say, ride bene chi ride l'ultimo. Can you translate, Pete?
The person that laughs the best is the one that laughs the last.
The last
He who
laugh is
laughs
the best
last,
laugh.
Yeah.
Okay?
And what's funny is Bonucci even said, they asked Bonucci after the game, they're like, was this whole it's coming home? Like, how did you guys deal with it? And he's like, we had to hear that day in and day out from these guys, and it motivated us to try to prove them wrong. He's like, they thought it was going home. Guess what? It's coming to Rome. So I love that they use that as their motivation. I think definitely, especially the English media, they got ahead of themselves, and it definitely backfired because they were so confident going. Every English person that I talked to, I like to wait. To be honest, I like to wait. I kept saying, "Oh, England's gonna win. Put the pressure on them, whatever." They were so confident that they were gonna beat us that it probably played against them.
Oh, yeah. I was just gonna say, Rio Ferdinand already, even just reaching the final, he already pretty much written off Italy and said, "Oh, we already won. We're the best team in the tournament." I don't care if that sounds cocky or not. Like, making it seem like they won it already after.
He said it doesn't matter
passed
who
with
wins
Denmark.
between Spain and Italy. He said,
Crazy.
I already know. This is before Denmark even went in. He said, it doesn't matter what happens in this game. He goes, I know.
Yeah.
He's like, England will beat both of these teams.
And the crazy thing is, like, England really shouldn't have any of this arrogance. They
Right?
haven't been anywhere.
Yeah.
They've won once in 1966 and haven't been to a final since. So
And never went to a Euro
It could
final.
be. It could be that it was a certain feeling. The fact that they were playing at home. The fact that they've had such a run. That they had an easy run to the final. Because after beating Germany, they faced, with all due respect, but inferior squads than what Italy had to face to get to the final. You look at player by player, England, and even the bench. They have a lot of quality, but we find out
Better than us?
Listen,
I don't know about that.
Let him finish.
Listen, in the end, but individually, that doesn't make a team. What makes a team is the unit, how you play together, how the locker room is, and I guess even for England, right? They kind of celebrated too early, and it caught with them even by scoring in the second minute. They thought it was done. They thought they had it.
That was a lucky
true.
day because
And
they
it's
such a
scored
good point.
on the second
You know?
minutes. That was a lucky day.
And I want to
You
jump
know.
in. Foxtrot actually said, you guys see that in New York, try living in England. So imagine being an Italy supporter living in England. We hear from social media,
Ah, yeah.
but imagine hearing it on the streets every day.
Nah, they
Like
were-
stuff you can't even turn off your phone.
They
You
were
hear them all the
obsessed.
time.
Oh, yeah.
You're right.
So it's a different perspective
So
for
this
sure.
this team that we had, I mean, we had everything against us. So we had the stadium was against us. England played 7 out of the 8 games at Wembley.
Crazy.
They had 65,000 fans. They had politically against us. I mean, there were so many factors against us. And this team showed how together they were, how they were willing to fight, how they were willing to leave everything on the field. And that's the great thing about this team. Even though we didn't have probably individual players, because if you look at France and if you look at Mbappe and Griezmann, Benzema, Kanté, and Pogba, I mean, those are
World
great
class.
players. But that's not what wins a tournament. Like he said, what wins a tournament is this group of players that they had this brotherhood together and they were willing to fight with one another. And even when Immobile was not having his best game, they were also with him and they were embracing him and they were part of the group, and everybody, they made him feel part of the group. This is what Mancini created. You know, if Locatelli went in, he was part of the group, even though Chiesa did not start the first game, but then he became. So even if you were on the bench, you were part of the group. He made everybody play. I think everybody.
Everybody
I
played.
didn't see Bastoni.
I think-
Except
He
for
did
No,
play
he
against
came
Wales.
in. He did come in.
Yeah, he
as a
did come
sub.
in, but he made everybody
Started
be
out,
part of this group, and this was the strength of this group. It was everybody came together and they fought. And they fought, and that from the first minute until the last minute of the game, they were there to fight, and it's a great accomplishment. So and a great feeling. And Bonucci said, you know, this is the best day of my career, and you know, even though we had some doubts when the tournament starting about the center forward, but hey, the group came through, and that's what's the most important thing. So even if the center forwards were struggling, we always found Chiesa to help out. We had Locatelli to help out. Barella scored a beautiful goal. You know, berardi score. You know, we had everybody.
And
that comes with-
Spinazzola too. Arguably
Spinazzola
the man of the
was
tournament. wasn't there?
unbelievable.
Yeah.
And Bonucci came through, and of course, the best of all of them, Donnarumma, came
yeah.
big,
Keeper in the world, man.
big in
Oh,
the
yeah.
last 2 games with the
let me- yeah, go ahead.
penalties.
I want to remind everybody right now. I know it's emotional time for everybody. That's why we made the Calcio's Coming Home tees that were released right now. They're available on ItalianFootballTV.com.
Link in the
Represent
bio.
them. We have to show our pride. You know,
Are they
the,
on the bottom of the screen? I don't get to see it. I can't. I don't
Link in
even
the
know.
description.
Oh, there's a
So
link.
Go
in the
see it
description.
right there.
for everybody, you know, they were saying they had this It's Coming Home, every banner, shirts, everything already beforehand. We wanted to wait till afterwards, until after we won, to be able to release it, and that's why we were prepared with it. So we already know so many messages from people that are excited to receive their shirts. So head on over right now, support Italy, support your team. Calcio's coming home, because guess what? This is my logic. Listen, I respect England. I respect them. I said they deserve to be in the final. Yes, I had some problems with some of the things that they were saying about us and some of the things that they did, but I respected them. The thing is, home is where the titles are won. And we are the nation. We've got 4 World Cups, and now we've got 2 Euro champions. We are one of the most successful nations in football of all time. You have to win. You have to win to talk. And that's exactly what we did. And that's why it's coming home.
And now we're talking.
And now we're talking.
Okay,
We waited.
Let me say something. First of all, I want to pick up from what Gaetano said. He said that this match was politically charged because England just gets out of Brexit because of the Brexit.
Okay,
and
we're
then,
not talking about this.
No.
Moving on.
No, I'm saying that Italy was not really alone over there playing in London. We are a lot of nations. We had all Europe. We had Scotland. We had a lot of people cheering us for us. So that was number one. Number two, I wanted to know the rationale for the coach of England not to play superstars like Rashford, like who else coming over there?
Grealish,
That guy
Sancho.
is another one.
Yeah.
Sanchez was another one. What was the rationale? You have to win the game. That's a question for you again, Gaetano. You have to win the game during the regular time or during the overtime. You don't leave those people on the bench and you just bring them in for the last 2-3 minutes just because you wanted to take the chance for the penalty kick. What was
Well,
it?
Don't give them any ideas.
I listened to what Alex was saying, and he will think about it. He will think about this a lot in the next month or two. The coach, and he will be criticized for bringing in two players in the last minute of the game that haven't played, and they both missed the penalties.
Crazy.
I mean, that's
Why did he let them?
that's gonna give him nightmares. And then the other thing that we're talking about was, you are on the fifth and decisive penalty, and you have a Saga, the 20-year-old, 19-year-old,
19.
take this penalty when you have Sterling and you have Grealish, and you don't
Crazy.
let them take a shot, and you let this.
Kid.
So he's gonna, he's gonna get some. He's gonna get a lot of criticism about that. And the last thing that I will say is, okay, England plays 7 out of the 8 games at home, but it would have been fair if the fans would have been 30,000 Italians, 30,000 English fans. It's not fair that you have 60,000 and then maybe 5,000, whatever the number was. I don't know the number. So that's something that for the future they should look into it. But, England was, they deserve to be in the final. They were there. I mean, the coach, you could criticize all you want, but he made all the right moves until the final. I think in the final he's going to get criticized.
Just pick up on this, please, and then because I know you know better than me this stuff here. The coach, from what I understand, it was the guy that played into the another championship, and he was the one that missed the penalty, wasn't it?
1996.
I think he did have the experience with that. But I think what Peter said in the beginning too, scoring in the second minute almost hurt them in a way, because they started. And this is one of the criticisms. If we remember in the British TV, they were saying, Italians, they just play catenaccio, they dive, they do this. It almost looked like the reverse, because once they scored that first goal, they locked themselves down and they just defended. Harry Kane was behind the ball the entire game. It almost hurt them.
They played very good the first 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and then that's it. I mean, if you look at the numbers, I'm going to get the numbers now. Well,
they had one shot on target.
You'll
They had one
continue,
shot on
but
target.
I'm going to get you some numbers that of the game.
70. I think we had 71% possession.
Yeah, in the second half.
14 shots. I remember at one
11,
point.
I think.
So the thing is, I think that hurt them, and they started to play. They started to play the calculation game of, let's not concede. Oh my God, it's coming home. We got 65,000 fans. We don't want to overexpose ourselves against Italy, and that's why he stopped. He didn't make those substitutions because he was scared. I think that's what happened. That played into it. And then just to finish off, because I don't want to talk about England too much. I do want to talk about Italy, but the people that criticize Rashford and Sancho and even Sacco for missing the penalty kicks, I would not criticize them at all. Number one, I won't criticize for missing a penalty kick, to be fair, because I don't. It's 50-50, whatever. Number two, in my opinion, and I've given England credit, they were lucky that it went to penalty kicks. It's the coach's fault that he didn't put them in way earlier, those players. It's not their fault for missing the penalty kick. England did not try to win that game. They did not try to win that game. It was dominated. We dominated. We were the aggressors. We dominated. We attacked. We did not defend. They look like they invented catenaccio.
All right, so I'll give you some numbers. Ball possession, 65%.
Italy.
Man.
And 35%. One time it was over 7. If you look at just the second half, we were like 72.
Yeah.
Okay. Total shots, 19 for Italy, 6 for England.
On target.
Chances created, 11 for Italy, 4 for England. Accurate passes, 726 against 319.
Wow.
passes success 89%. I mean, it's just all the numbers. You know, they're all in our favors.
You know, there's no doubt in the mind that we played the better game. Even though it did come down to penalties and people could say it's 50-50, we should have won that game in the regular time, in my opinion.
I want to give a lot of credit to Mancini too. Even, you know, all the excuses to lose that final, conceding second minute, all that stuff. The first half they looked really badly, but the second half they changed completely. I really feel like they transformed. He made a couple of subs earlier too, which we're happy about. That's what I'm saying. I was scared he was going to be stubborn and wait till the 60th again, but really revolutionized, and they got England on the back foot, and it looked like England were trying to pin away so they don't concede another goal. So they really changed the momentum in the first and the second half, and I give so much respect to Mancini and the squad.
Well, listen, I think Mancini, you know, everybody could always criticize decision, why did he do this, why did he do that, but this was the first time that Italy went down. So I think he was forced to say, hey, there's only so much time left in the second half. I have to make my subs earlier. Whereas even in the Spain game where we were playing poorly, we were up 1-0. So maybe you kind of wait a little bit longer. Let's try to see what happens.
Still good.
So, but yeah, and he was able to make it work. But he took, you know, in the Spain game and then to this game, he took our number 9 out and put a false 9.
Yeah,
and I think that really changed this Italy team, because besides the possession stats, to be quite honest, we did what we complain about Spain. Yeah, you had possession, but you didn't really.
Yeah. And the first one,
we were creating chances.
I think when we took out Immobile, that's when we
when
started
it
being a little bit better.
The game changed when Berardi came in and Immobile came off.
100%.
Immobile is just anti-playing
We
good
can all
football
agree
for
on
us.
that.
He's not able to hold up the ball. He doesn't check in what Harry Kane
the bottom
does.
line is this, that we've been criticized for playing that kind of game. Once you are up 1-0, you close all the stuff here, you park the bus on the back side, and you don't let anybody in. You lock the door, and you don't let anybody in. So what the English people do, this is what they criticize us for.
They
did exactly what we taught them how to do it. The only problem with them is they don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
So,
but they took it from years ago. Because Italy, if we went up 1-0, we would not have been okay with 1-0. We've shown it how many times that we want a second, third goal. We never are content with that.
Absolutely
it was a
not.
difference in mentality.
I think the mentality that comes from Mancini, the mentality that comes from Vialli, where they've been played and they've been around the world and with different teams, and that helps too.
100%.
That helps you.
Oh yeah, the staff. I mean,
Yeah.
that Rossi was there too. I mean, you look at the staff,
Him
you're
sliding
like, wow.
on the table, man.
Yeah.
It was everything. It felt like a fairy tale. It really, really felt like everything worked in our favor, and we did the right thing. To talk about Mancini was the leader that we wanted, and I'll be completely honest, and I'm sure a lot of us were on the same boat, where when Mancini's name was tossed around in the beginning, I was not crazy about Mancini. You know, I thought he was a good coach. I didn't think that he would be this revolutionary type of coach that he is. He really built from the bottom to the top. Even our youth teams, he wants them playing 4-3-3. He wants them with this mentality. It was not just, I'm going to come in, I'm going to do my thing, and I'm going to go out to win. He's trying to build this revolution. What's unbelievable is that in his first, we just started the Mancini era, and we won.
That's crazy, right?
Obviously, one important factor, too, by the way, is that this Euros was supposed to be last year. It played so much into our favor that it came the next year, because we had one more year of our team getting united, getting together, understanding his ideas, building confidence. And I just give Mancini so much credit for being the face and revolutionizing things, because it's hard to come to Italy, to be in Italy, and try to change a culture of a team that's never been this attacking-minded team, right? That will get criticized if you're up 1-0, you try to score a second, and then not being scared to concede, but being optimistic to go out and attack. It's what we wanted, and we got the perfect coach. While, yes, we've criticized some little things, of course, we have been so blessed to have gotten this guy, and I'm just so happy and thankful for Mancini for doing the right thing, for never really, having this arrogance about him to not change. He showed throughout this tournament as well that he was willing to change. He had one idea of what it was supposed to be. Maybe it took him a little bit of time, but guess what? By the time the final came, he built into that role.
Adjusted.
And we deserve this so much. Let's talk a little bit. I'm going to name players, and let's give a sentence about them.
Gigio
Donnarumma.
MVP
MVP.
of the tournament. Not one game. Everything.
He won player of the tournament.
I say one. To be honest, Donnarumma was great, but honestly, if I had to give my player of the tournament, I think I'd have to give it to Chiellini.
I wasn't asking player of the tournament.
Oh no, but I'm saying
I don't
for
wanna
player of
give
the
it yet.
tournament. Okay.
MVP
I asked about Donnarumma.
Donnarumma, he's a
MVP.
best goalkeeper, youngest goalkeeper. I think he's gonna be the next best goalkeeper in the history of football. He's 22 years old already. He won a Euro Cup. He looked so confident. Didn't look shit. He looked like he had 40 years of experience between the sticks, which is incredible for someone his age.
Look
I
at
feel
the
like
confidence he gave to us.
it's in.
We knew he was gonna stop. We
Like,
knew at least one he was gonna stop.
I mean, every shot too. Every shot, you're not even scared. Oh, is he gonna fumble it? Is he gonna,
Never.
is he gonna go for a corner? He grabs it. He's confident.
Did
It's
you know?
just
Did you
insane
know
for
that
a
we
kid.
won the cup when he saved that last shot?
You see,
Because
ice cold.
because
That's what I was wondering.
He
I
was
think he was
walking. He was walking,
waiting.
and everybody was going crazy, and he was walking
was
so
waiting.
cool. And I think I lost count of the penalties too.
all stopped.
I didn't know what the hell was going on.
myself too.
We started celebrating, and then we're like, wait a second.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
count.
Because they didn't
And
celebrate at
even Del
first.
Piero says, I lost count. He goes, I didn't know what the hell was going on. But this guy was so cool. I mean, how can you be at 22, you could be this confident, and when Jorginho misses that penalty, I said, that's
Oh,
it.
man. I know
Oh
that
my
was
God.
bad.
Really?
I said, because he
never
he
misses.
never
He never
misses. And the
misses.
guy is so cool, and he always, the goalkeeper's on one side, and he
The
kicks
ball
on
goes
the
the
other
ball.
side. Even though I never liked this, when you
The
do
step.
the step,
The subtle step,
I
right?
never liked that. I'd rather that you give a strong shot, because even if the goalkeeper guesses like Kane, the guy, he
He's
guessed
not
it,
gonna get
but
it
he's not going to
regardless.
get. There's no way he's going to get it.
And if Donnarumma can't get that, no keeper in the world can get that.
Right. So I said, oh my God. And now you're really in trouble. But Donnarumma came big. And can you believe it? He's playing with Chiellini, who's 37 years old. He's 22. And this guy, he lifts the whole team, the whole nation upon his shoulder. And he wins with the greatest save. He wins the tournament. What can you say? The kid is a hero.
I was more nervous when it's funny because everyone we met yesterday at 18th Avenue was saying like, oh, when Jorginho missed it, I thought we were done. I felt that more with Belotti's. To be honest, when Belotti missed it, I was like, oh God, we're
No,
screwed.
it was still early though.
But
at that
when
time.
Jorginho missed it, I was like, oh, we still got Donnarumma in net. I thought we still had I was still really confident. I felt like we were going to do it.
But I said it before the penalty started. I said, we are in the penalties and we are going to win because Donnarumma is going to save.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to save
At least one.
at least one. And then he
two.
saved two.
And they missed one.
Yeah. But I knew
Great
he was
guy.
gonna save one.
Let's
And that's the great thing about this kid.
Chiellini and Bonucci, best center backs in the world. Can we? Is it fair to say?
I'm not 100% on board with that. I have to tell you, you can become the best center back when you know who you have on your back. Okay, Donnarumma, he has given both of those two guys a lot of confidence. You do not play with that kind of confidence if you don't know who you have on your back. To me, Donnarumma, I mean, I'm not gonna take anything away from them. The only thing that I'm not 100% with the Chiellini and Bonucci is the grandstanding with the cup all the time after we won. They should have given the cup to Donnarumma and do something,
All right.
But,
We'll talk. We'll leave that.
Donnarumma, forget about Chiellini and Bonucci.
Okay, it's no problem.
Forget about
We
those two
don't need your
guys.
opinion on Chiellini and Bonucci. Chiellini and Bonucci were absolutely phenomenal.
Of course.
Probably
I mean,
the two best center backs.
I
of the
mean,
tournament.
they stop everybody.
Yeah.
They stop the best forwards in the world. They
Lukaku.
stopped it. And then Bonucci even scored the goal yesterday. So what else you want?
And what's so funny is that they're older, right? That everybody's made a lot. Chiellini, 37, right? We play a high line, and we were still able to do it. Chiellini in the 120th minute, we were losing our mind. The guy was trying to overlap on the
attacking.
left-hand
He
side
was playing as
to
an
try to
attacker.
attack. I mean,
Yeah.
he found something inside. Chiellini and Bonucci, they did a lot for our national team over the years. When the rest of the team was not good, they deserved to win something for Italy.
Yeah, and I mean, Chiellini, he's a world-class defender. I mean, we always talk about the striker, the midfield and everything. But, I mean, you see what he does game in, game out. He's a warrior. And that's what you want. You want a defender that's fearless, that's going to be able to take on a man. And if he sees it's the biggest guy, the strongest guy, Chiellini's up for the challenge.
Lukaku, Kane. I mean, those are the top world-class players, and they stopped them.
Yeah, and I think even going back the day before, Argentina won, right? And Messi lost 4 Copa America finals. And then you look at Chiellini, who has also lost, whether it be with Juventus, 2 Champions League finals, with Italy in the 2012. You know, so it was like a little
Revenge.
Not even revenge, but it's the cherry on top of a great career that he had. And I think it's fitting that he's able to go home with this Euro.
Well said. Well said. By the way, one other thing, I know people were talking about, I don't want to make it a conversation, but I know people were talking about the pull on Chiellini. Some English fans were talking about this. Never a red card. I know some people are saying he should have been sent off. That's a tactical foul, a professional foul, as they would call it. That it's a smart player. You don't let the guy go back. You got to grab him by the shirt. You grab him by the shirt. You got to grab him by the legs. You pull the guy down. You don't let him go. Should he have cleared the ball and not done it? Yeah. Okay. He screwed up. And guess what?
Plan B.
He made up for it. It's a yellow card. There was the Jorginho one that people are saying is a red card. I mean, listen, the guy went for the ball. He stepped on him afterwards because he slipped on top of the ball. Never a red card, in my opinion, especially with the way that the referee was letting everything go. By that, the referee was consistent. He was letting everything go. And guess what? English players were the ones that were getting no yellow cards. Sterling was diving. They were wasting time. There was one point, by the way, Harry Kane was rolling on the floor, and his team still had the ball. He got up, just like Immobile did on the celebration. Yeah. It just wasn't caught on camera as much, and nobody shared it on social media.
Right,
so that's why nobody talks about Harry Kane.
Because they didn't score. And Sterling did the same thing.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I don't want to hear about that. How important was, we're going to conclude in a second, but how important was Federico Chiesa this tournament, guys?
So for somebody that criticized Chiesa because of his days at Fiorentina and they wanted to leave and he was arrogant about it. I mean, I love the guy now. He is the only forward that we have that as soon as he gets the ball, he looks, this is where the goal is, and that's where I'm going. I'm going forward. I'm going to take on a guy. I'm going to dribble in, and I'm going to take a shot. Mm-hmm. I love this guy because he will get the ball. Wherever he gets the ball, he wants to go forward, and he wants to score. I have criticized Insigne because he gets the ball and he passes back. Every pass that he gets, every ball that he gets, he passes back. And you're a forward. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to go forward. You're supposed to try to get that goal. Put the ball in the middle. Look, for the guy that is inside to try to create something. And he was the one that always tried to create something.
The character of
let me say something about him. I was one of these worst critics, but I think he must have been listening to the podcast because, listen, when you take a criticism and you make a constructing criticism and you take it the right way, that's what I think has motivated Chiesa, because Chiesa in Florence was not what he was paid for, and the reasons why he left, and the Fiorentina ownership was not really fully behind the move, and then he goes into Juventus, is starting to show some sort of a character. So you have to step up to the plate, and I think this year was Chiesa's best year so far. And this is the coronation of what he did on the Euro Championship, and I liked it the way he played because, like Gaetano said, it just was laser focus on the net. And I said, I'm gonna do all my best. I'm gonna give my heart out until I really get to that point. Yep. So I just tipped my hat to him. Said I was not wrong, but I think that what we said about him, he made him a better player.
Yeah, his character just was a testament to how incredible he was. Last guy that we'll talk about for a second, it was Jorginho, Champions League winner and now Euro Cup winner. A man that was often criticized as a player, both in England and in Italy. Ventura once said that he has no place in the national team for him. And he was one of the most crucial players for us this entire tournament. Just an absolute beast, an intelligent player, a man that reads the game like no other, that does passes and does a lot of the dirty work that goes unnoticed. And I'm happy that he's getting his credit. The last penalty, listen, I would have been beautiful if he won it again. It would have been the cherry on top of the cake. I don't fault him at all. He was the leader he was a silent leader that we needed. And yeah, I'm just so proud of Jorginho and what he brought to this Italian national team.
Is he worthy of the Ballon d'Oro? Because there is a lot of rumors about that. To me,
saying that.
he is. But if he will have scored, like you said, that penalty, there will
know.
be no doubt.
I know.
No doubt. With that penalty over there, you win the Champions League. You score a critical penalty against Belgium. You put them out of their misery. And then you score that penalty against England and you take the cup. That would be 1,000%.
I mean,
no
who
doubt.
else deserves it? I'm trying to think.
That's a good question.
Who else was
When
better
you,
than
like
Jorginho?
Messi?
You know what I'm saying?
Messi, I know he won Copa America,
He didn't
but
win La
with
Liga, though,
Barcelona,
third
with La
place.
Liga, nothing.
Yeah.
Ronaldo, same thing. Ronaldo can't win it. So you start to look at who
The
can
other
win
options.
it. The list gets shorter, and that's not taking anything away from Jorginho,
Donnarumma.
but that helps him a little bit more. We'll see. We'll see how the next. There's still 6 months to go until you can actually win the Ballon d'Or. But I think there is a real question on how important he is. It's just way harder for a midfielder to win, more so a center defensive mid. We know Modric won it, but Modric was playing for Real Madrid.
What about a goalkeeper?
Things a little bit different. Goalkeepers, impossible.
Very hard.
Buffon could have won it.
Impossible.
I think the only one was
Buffon never won.
Yashin, right?
Oh, the Russian keeper,
goalkeeper.
right?
Well, Yashin?
Cannavaro won as a center back in 2006.
Listen,
after
I
the
would
World
say
Cup,
Donnarumma could be a candidate too.
We'll see what he does in his first 6 months with PSG. Guys, last question.
People are saying Lewandowski, by the way.
We don't want to be
Lewandowski.
we don't want to be the negative ones. But I will say from right now, and okay, we got everything out of the way. I never want to see Immobile and Belotti play for the national team again. I gave them the benefit of the doubt before the tournament. They've proved that they don't have it. We have 18 months to find the striker. We have 18 months, whether it's Moise Kean, whether it's Raspadori, find a new striker. Because
young
these
guy.
guys are not coming in when the going gets hard. They're not coming in. Maybe you want to leave Belotti on the bench? Okay, fine. Maybe you want to leave Immobile on the bench? Fine. I wouldn't. Personally, I wouldn't give Immobile the honor to wear the national team jersey anymore.
Jeez.
What?
That sounds so hard.
That's kind of harsh.
That's
to me.
harsh?
That does
Yeah,
sound
because
hard.
I gotta tell you the reasons. I'll tell you the reasons why.
man.
Right now,
Sounds so
Italy
harsh.
does not have forwards, like we said. Okay.
We have 18 months for a World Cup to find somebody.
Yeah, what I'm saying is maybe during the build up to the World Cup, which is next year, I believe, right? So for the build up of the, you never know. They might change. Chiesa was not what he is right now last year. So maybe Immobile. I mean, it's not age of, he doesn't have the age of Chiesa, but something can happen. Anytime that somebody gets criticized, something triggers into the mind
Didn't work.
of the.
I mean, it was all tournament.
Now without Immobile, 2017 against Sweden, 180 minutes. Nothing. He didn't do anything. Him and Immobile, they disappeared. We needed one goal. They disappeared. So from 2017 up to yesterday, what did he do with the national team? He hasn't done anything with the national team.
He scored a few goals on and
need
off.
you need to find a couple of young kids and try to develop them and try to put them. Forget about Belotti, forget about Immobile. Don't even think about it.
Right, exactly.
For the next year, try different options.
Even
And
playing
then-
a false nine.
Yeah, and then
Try
if,
it.
if there's nothing else that works, but for the next year, I would not even.
I agree with you.
But on the same-
I would try something else.
Guys,
Let him motivate them. Let him motivate them to go
Gattazano.
off and not have an automatic. I mean, Immobile literally
think-
had an automatic starting spot this Euros
did.
because nobody else
He
was
did.
there.
Yeah.
For me,
I
that's
mean,
not good.
We play. You agreed that we played better once Immobile went out.
Right. But by the same token, Gattano,
the
you
team
know
it
what?
started. The time started playing from
the
the
same-
first minute he went out.
He's anti everything that we're trying to do.
But by the same token, even Insigne didn't do much because he was passing the ball,
But
passing the ball,
he
passing
stepped
the
up
ball.
at-
He stepped up.
You
a
know,
couple
Insigne
games,
stepped
though.
up at times. Listen, Insigne
right.
could be a little bit better, but he's still a good player. Immobile was like he couldn't even control the ball at times. It was so scary to give him the ball because you almost knew that he was going to lose it.
I think once Insigne went in the middle,
That's
he
what happened.
got involved
I
a
agree.
lot more
Yeah.
than staying on the wing
Yes.
and then get the ball and give it back.
Insigne
Yeah.
false nine.
In the-
That's
get
it.
him,
Yeah.
get him in the middle of the field.
Why
When he
not?
gets the ball, he's got the skills. He can turn, and then he can give a nice pass.
Chiesa, Berardi on the wings, and Insigne as the falso nueve. We start to try.
Let's not forget about Zaniolo when he's back healthy too.
Listen, one
Other
last
option.
thing that I wanted to mention,
Yeah, I know
that
we're
really
gonna
was scared me yesterday. I saw for maybe half an hour Italy playing intentionally not giving the ball to Di Lorenzo. That really pissed me off. I mean, you made a mistake. You have to pick the
wasn't
guy
playing
up
good.
too. You have to pick him up. because you made a mistake. Just have to pick him up. You have to encourage the
I
kid.
understand, but did you see how
He was-
Jorginho was telling him?
to go overlap.
overlap.
Yeah.
Overlap, and he's
he was
staying in the
sitting
middle. What are
there.
you doing in the
Yeah.
middle?
He
You're
wasn't-
a right fullback. You're supposed to go on the wing and cross a ball.
He started getting better a little
The
later
second
on,
half
but
he
it
played
took him
better,
a
though.
long time to
In the
start
second
off.
part of the second half, he started to get a little bit
Yeah.
better, but
But took
it's
him
bad
a
when
long
your
time.
teammate. It wasn't one time. Jorginho was telling him multiple times
Yeah.
that he needed to push up. As a fullback, you should know that, guys. We're the champions of Europe. We are campioni d'Europa. I'm so happy. Enjoy, celebrate. We still will.
Can we finish with pop?
We're gonna finish,
And
with it. guys.
we still have the ice cream, right?
Yes.
From yesterday.
And
Okay.
guys, ItalianFootballTV.com. Pick up your shirts.
Culture's
They're gonna
coming
be
home.
off the site by tomorrow. So
I hope I have my
Yeah,
shirts
they're
coming
coming.
up.
The shipments
All
are coming.
right.
We
Culture's
made this
coming
last
home,
minute,
baby.
Oh, so I
but
gotta
it's
buy
good.
tonight.
Yeah, you got it.
I gotta buy to. You gotta buy tonight.
Yeah, I
ready?
already gave you the money, didn't I?
No.
Oh, shit.
You ready? Siamo i campioni d'Europa. Thank you guys.
Siamo i campioni d'Europa.